Okay, are you back with me? Hi again. So, what should we do? Do we go ahead and save on our black paper and use up what we have here? That is off by 3/8 of an inch. If we did it that way, it would come to right there. I think we will go ahead and use this piece. We will make it the same length as this one. But instead of doing a score line here, we'll take and make a score line out of another piece of paper that is the right length. How's that sound to you? So this piece measures not that way, it doesn't. That will read in centimeters for us, and I don't know a lot about centimeters. We are going to cut it at 7 inches. And it should be what? It was one of the ones we cut when we cut our base page, so it's 5.5 inches wide. Let's make sure that's going to work. How wide is this one? That one's 4.5. Because I wanted a picture to go in there. I think that'll work. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and cut this one at 7 inches. Now I had another scrap over there that I'm going to cut down to 1 inch. And it will be the hinge. But before I cut that part, I'm going to cut it off right here. Nope, too far, Angela. Right on top. We'll cut that little piece off. It would be easy to find ways just to waste paper. I mean, it's really easy to just cut it all up and go, go, go. I used to do that when I did scrapbooking. And it just got so expensive that I have learned watching the other videos and such that it's simple to save on paper, make it go a long ways. I'm scoring over here, by the way. Let me show you. Here we are. Scoring. Scoring, scoring. Okay, 1/2 inch. Then lightly at 1 inch, make that little line for yourself. You don't have to take it back to the cutting rotary cutter. Cut just to that side of that score line. And we have created a nice little hinge and saved ourselves loads of paper. Like a whole new sheet, cutting a whole new sheet. And we've used up one of these now. So that's good. We're going to use a lot of them up for photo mats anyway. Oh goodness, that one did not fold too well. They never want to fold well when when you want them to make a really nice 1/2 inch fold. Okay. Let's attach that to here on the underside of this. And that's going to give us that flap. And then we're going to come back to this page. But right now we're doing this side. This one's a little more difficult with that little hide a page. So let's glue that down. And let's put that up there. I did get my order of black paper today from Country Craft Creations. Thank goodness, because I'm down to like 2 or 3 sheets. Aha, you say. That's why she wants us to save on paper. Actually, I should have done it this way the first time. But I was just plowing through it, trying to think of how I wanted to do it. And I have to really, you know, this mini album making can be expensive. And so why not save money where we can and put more money into something else that we want to do, or someplace we want to go, or something like that. Okay, now if it's not quite there, since we're just using glue, you can use tape if you want. But if you're just using glue, you have time to maneuver that. Don't over push it or it'll stretch. Perfect. Now this is going to go on this side, and we're centering it. I'm just going to eyeball center it. If you don't want to eyeball it, then you can set it up on a mat here. But let's see, what do we have? 1 inch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Our center is right about here. Okay. And then this was 7 inches. So 3.5. Let me measure down here since I've got my 0 to 7. So right about there. There we go. Okay, let's glue that down. We don't need to worry about clipping these corners this time, because we are going to put the bird paper right over it. Is my head in the way? Nope, not. Okay. So let's line that up there. Burnish it down. Oh, I did it. Did I do it? Oh, I'm doing it right. Okay, yes, this is on the spine. I scared myself. Okay. Now we need to make our next one that folds out. And it measured out at, there we go, 4.5 by 4 by 6, 4.5 by 6. So let's see what this one is. This one is 4, and this is one I previously scored. 4 1/4 by 6 7/16. Four and a half by 6. 4 1/4 by 6. So you can cut yours at 4 1/2 by 6, or if you have this piece of paper that we previously used, it will measure out just fine. It'll be just a tiny bit shorter. 1/4 inch, nope, 1/8 of an inch shorter. I'm sorry, because this should only be 6, right? It will be the same length. It will be 4 1/4. Oh, it'll be just about 1/8 shorter. So I'll cut it at the 6 inches though. 6, 6, 6. Okay. And that one we centered here on this one. So if you think about it, there was your center, and you just keep going. Okay, and that looks good. You've got some nice distance there. We already have a hinge on that one. If you don't, you want to be sure to add your 1/2 inch. Your half an inch. 1/2 inch, yes. Sounded so strange. So it would be your 4 1/2 plus a 1/2 inch. It'd be 5 inches. So you would cut yours 5 by 6. This one's going to total measure out to 4 3/4. It's just 1/4 of an inch shorter. So I'm going to go ahead and use it to save on black paper. Because I'm going to get the same result out of it as I do the other one with the same papers. So I think that will be fine. Okay, centered, or as centered as you can make it. Burnish it down, clean up any glue. There we go. Okay, we have that side done, except for our pocket here and here. But now let's go to this side and work on our flip page and our pocket. So let's first make our flip page. Now this time we are going to need a new sheet of paper. Oh, there we go. Okay. So first let's score our 1/2 inch or 1/2 inch into it. I bring over the scoreboard. 1/2 inch. It's not going to hurt to have this 1/2 inch hinge all the way down. That just means we're pre-scored for the next piece that we need a hinge on that will be this size. But when you score them this long, make sure you work that edge in just a little bit. Sometimes you can press them quickly down, and then other times they just go crooked. So try to get them as straight as we can. Save that little piece because it can become another hinge if we need it. Okay, so let's measure this. I'm going to have it even here and here. But when I glue it down, I'm going to glue it just a 1/16 in that way. I'm going to glue it to the right of the spine, just slightly. Because adjusting all that spine, we don't want it to get caught up on anything there. So let's cut that little piece off at our line. Now let me look and make sure I didn't. Yeah, I hinged that pocket. It's not part of that. Okay. Had to make sure I didn't fold this over and cut it. Surprise! Okay, so now we're going to measure over this way. Remember what I said, leave just a 1/16 of an inch there. On the edge. And I brought this over just inside of the fold line. See that right there? I brought this just inside of that. Right about here. So it's just that side of the where it folds up. We don't want it to get caught up in there. Oh, where did my line go? The paper's blocking my light. Okay. Let's make sure it fits before we glue. Yes, it fits nicely. Make sure. Yep. Okay. So let's glue that down. Oh, look what I just did. I went glue crazy. Okay, let's try that again. Let's slow down just a little bit. Okay. I get where I want to work fast, but I cannot glue a straight line. Now, if it feels like it bunches up too much around those corners, just go ahead and tap it down a little bit. Wipe your fingers off. Clean up the edge if it's sticking out too much. Oh, this is not the spine side. This is the other side. So you can put it right up near the edge. Then, but I'm still going to push it over that way just a tiny bit. because I don't want it. This is going to get thick right here with your secret pocket. That's what I'm trying to say. Go ahead and open this up and press that very good with your fingers. Don't tear your pages. Then burnish it down good with your bone folder. The reason I'm having a problem there is because I have mats in here. Let's take those out. And we have these that we're running into as well. Okay. Now, let's make sure that that is glued down. If it's not, you can run a little tiny bead of glue in there. Squish it back up so that it comes up a little bit. Carefully wipe it away, you don't want to get a paper cut. So that your hinge stays down. Check your corners. Okay. Flip this page open. Now let's measure this piece. We're going to make a corner pocket. But to make a corner pocket first, we have to make a square. So we're going to cut a square of paper at, we're going to go inside this way a little bit. Right here. We want to leave room for that edge of the pocket. And we're going to cut it at 6 1/4, a square, 6 1/4 square. So let's go 6 and 1/4. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It's hard to tell on this one, this rotary cutter. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But the 6 lands right in the center. And so I'm always wondering if I'm on the right line, because is that going to be right? If I do this wrong, I'm sorry, we'll have to redo it. Let me make sure. Yes, I did it correctly. Okay. Now, you are going to cut this piece of paper. I'm going to bring this over. You're going to cut this piece of paper diagonally. From there to there. Now you can do that with your cutting, with your rotary blade, with your cutting machine, or you can do this with an X-Acto knife. And let's see, how am I going to do it? I want it exactly corner to corner, so I think I will use my X-Acto knife. And pray I don't slip off the line. There we go. Now, where's that 1/2-inch paper that we had left? Oh, it's not enough. Darn. So take one of your long sheets. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Oops, let's move that over there so it's out of the way. Put it with our extra papers. Put our glue over there. Let's put our measurements in there. Okay, score this at 1/2 inch. Give it a light line at 1 inch. That's where you're going to cut it. Just that side of that little tiny score line that you just made. Or you can cut it down to size on your rotary cutter or cutting mat, whatever cutting machine you have. Okay, I'm going to carefully fold that over and hope I get right on the line this time. Although it doesn't really matter, we're going to cut it to diagonal shape anyway. Okay. So, to start with, let's mark this off. That point to this point. I'm going to make it just slightly longer because I'm going to cut it to shape here in just a second after I get both pieces together, or after I get this piece on. So let's go ahead and put our glue. This looks really long, doesn't it? Okay. Make sure the ends are on that now. If your edge is frayed like mine did, I hope I didn't use a different piece of paper. Go ahead and just mess them up with your ink. That kind of helps cover up the fraying a little bit. I think I pressed it down too quickly. Go ahead and burnish that glue in. There we go. And where's our other scissors? There. This is the ones. Go ahead and cut this off right along that line without cutting into your triangle. Same way here. There we go. Throw those little pieces away. Save that little hinge, we might need it. Okay, now we have this side, so it looks like this. Looks like this. Like a hinge. There we go. Let's put glue on this side of our hinge. Get right to the corner there. Don't want it to come up. I can always wipe glue away. It's harder to get glue back in there if we didn't get enough to begin with. So line this all up nice and neat and tidy. Ow! Paper cut. I'm probably going to have to put you on standby while I get a Band-Aid. And let's burnish this down and clean up our glue. Her appointment? Our dog has a dog appointment. A vet appointment. 3 or 2:30. You better call him. 3131. Could you bring me a Band-Aid? Yeah. Thanks. Don't want to bleed on anything. Paper cuts hurt. Okay. And I just told you to be careful of paper cuts, didn't I? Okay. Now, let's have a look at this again. Yes, I put a hinge. Thank you. That works. That's all I need. Just has to be covered temporarily. It's just a paper cut. Thank you. Yay for Band-Aids. Or for owie covers. Maybe they're not called Band-Aids. Okay. Now, in order for us to put this down, which way does it go? In order for us to put this down and hold it and keep it a secret, we are going to line it up. Yeah. Okay, that's better. We're going to line it up along the bottom and this side. But underneath here, we need a hinge on the underside. We need a hinge here. We need a hinge here and a hinge here. So I'm just going to put an H and an H. So I know I have to put a hinge in there. This is going to be long enough, so I'm just going to give that a little fold there at a 1/2 inch. It's almost a 1-inch thing, so I think it'll still work. It'll be a little shorter on one side by just about 1/8 of an inch, I think. 1/16 of an inch, I'm sorry. I'm going to put my hinge here. I want it to go above here all the way, and then we'll clip that extra off. And let's see, the bottom hinge, oh, we want it to go down first on the bottom. The reason is we'll run the other hinge into this one, and then things won't get caught up inside the pocket. Okay. So here we go. Let's start with this. And make sure your hinge is inside, just inside. So the secret pocket stays a secret. There we go. Okay, let's burnish that down. Was I out of camera? I am so sorry. There we go. Burnish that down. Now we have it sticking out both sides. So let's clip that off. And let's clip it off right here on this angle. Your phone is there. I turned the volume down, so you might want to turn it back up. Okay, we have the bottom hinge. And if we left it like that, it would be like a sailboat. But we're not going to do that. We are going to put this hinge in. Let's see if we had one that was a 1/2 inch already. Nope, we need to cut another one. So let's make our 1/2 inch. Oops, that's not it. Let's make our 1/2 inch score line. And then, there we go. I made just that little bit of a line there. So I can just cut this easy. You can see I accidentally double scored there because when I started out it was at 1/4 inch. And that won't do. Okay. So now we're going to put glue on that side. We're going to tuck it underneath this one and glue it down there. Okay. I'm going to cut it off about here for right now. Save that, you might need it. The dog has to go to the doctor. She has an ear infection. She loves to play in the water. She's a lab. And because she loves water so much, she got water down inside of her ear and we didn't get it dry enough. And the poor girl got an ear infection. So, she has been out of the water with all this warm weather now for about 10 days. She does not like that because she loves water. Let's make sure that hinge is underneath there. Good. Okay, let's burnish it down. We'll use this one. Now you can see I scooted it down fairly close to here, but I left it where this can fold over without making a big bulky thing there. So close your secret flap. I let my glue dry there. I shouldn't have done that. I don't have a wet rag in here this time. Okay. Wipe up your glue spots. And go ahead and, because there is so much glue in there, because we have such a thick area, just go ahead and give it a little bit of ink. And that will cover up any lighter spots. Okay, now it is time to put the secret pocket down. Okay. Are we here? Yes, we're here. Okay. So our secret pocket's going to go down right here. We're going to line it up really well with both sides with the bottom and the side. We don't want it to go over that way, and we don't want it to go over at the base either. But we want it to be kind of hidden there, so we really want it right on the edge if we can. And that will make a nice hidden pocket, especially once we get the paper on it. Okay, so let's make sure this piece is folded over this part of the hinge. We're not going to angle the bottom at all. We don't really need to. Well, that looks like it could show, so go ahead and angle this one just slightly. Not super angle, just a little tiny bit, please. Let's see. Yes, that angle will hold it very well. And that way it won't show there on the edge. Gosh, it sounds like somebody has some sort of an airplane out there. They must be cutting on trees, maybe. Or maybe they do have a little airplane thing. Can't think of what you call them anymore. A model airplane that flies. Okay. Hold those corners down for just a little bit. And then carefully open it up and give them a good burnish. Okay, wipe the extra glue off. And if you still see some poking out, you can always use your little tool to go around the edge. It will take the edge of the glue off just like it does with the scroll work. Okay. Now before we do anything else, we need to place the magnet. Make sure there's no glue sticking all over the edge here or here. Make sure the pocket's down without tearing. Okay. So, now we need a magnet right here. I believe we only put one on the other one. Put one on it. Yep, just one. And I put it both on the inside. Come up about an inch from the corner maybe, because you want it, well, not an inch. Let's go 3/4 of an inch up, somewhere in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Make your X and get out your dots, or however you apply yours. Here's my magnets. And let's see. It's really hard to just get 2 of these. I always seem to get 3. I have to keep them closed because of my cats. Luigi would have a heyday with that, I'm sure. Then I'd be taking him to the vet, wouldn't I? Okay, so my magnet's on here. My glue dot's on the magnet. Carefully pull that up. Oh, the glue dot stuck to me. Oh my gosh. And place your magnet down. Put your next glue dot on. Press it down. Peel it off. And carefully fold it over so it stays nice and even. And put your dot down. And I need to put a little glue there. I can see that it, for some reason, doesn't want to hold very well right there. It's a thick corner, so that is why it doesn't want to hold. I lost the use of my thumb here with if you have a clip, go ahead and clip it on there for a little while. Sometimes they just have to be clipped down for a little bit. Okay, so there is our base page for this. Let's see, and does that open? No, that one does not open. So now we are ready to put our papers on, but I'm really wondering, what time is it? I don't really know. It's 2:30, and I'm not sure what time we started this. So I think that we will call it good for right now, and I'll come back to you in a little while and we'll finish it up, including our little secret page. Oh, before we do that, before I leave, let's see, was there any other magnets in that one? Nope, I don't think so. Oh, I might have put one over there. Oh, yes. Yes, we have one. We do have another magnet in this one. Let's get that in. It is right here, and it attaches over here. So let's go ahead and get this one put on as well, so we don't forget. 2 more magnets. Magnets are kind of fun. I think I just have 2 there. Nice thing about that is sometimes I can set my pin up there and it will stay. It will stay. That's the pin for my glue. So, but let's see. We're not gluing right this second. Let's go ahead and put that in there. My dots, my glue dots. Okay, now we want this to come in this way a little bit, but we don't want it to go over that way too far. So I'm going to place it in about 3/4 of an inch here, and it will have about the same, well, a little more distance there, about just almost an inch maybe. Put your next glue dot on top. Carefully peel it off of there. There we go. Okay, unhook that corner, and we're going to attach this over here. So press that page down, press this one over. And let's see if it worked. Yes, it did. Yay! So let's cover those up with some tape. And let's cover this one up with some tape. And let's cover this one up with some tape. Okay, there we go. So, you ready to keep going? Here's some of it right here. It's not the whole thing, but we can make it that size. Or we can mat it that way, kind of like we did those others. So I do have it. Let's see. And it is the right size. See, if I hadn't chopped that side of it off, it would have been perfect. But I did. I chopped that side off for... Anyway, it's on that page. And that's okay. It does not have to be perfect. So, but we can make this the same size if you want to use this, and we'll put a strip here. We'll mat it, maybe with the purple too. Okay. So, to cut this mat, it will measure not in centimeters, Ange. I don't know. We should have just went to centimeters here. I think then the universe would be the same, wouldn't it? I don't know. Cut this at 5 3/4 of an inch. And then you will have a square at 5 3/4 of an inch. Five and 3/4, right? Okay. Then I trimmed each corner with a Martha Stewart. I think this one's Martha Stewart, isn't it? Yes, Martha Stewart. Make sure your flaps are open there. Don't you hate it when you're corner cutting and you accidentally get it in there just a little crooked? And then it messes up your whole piece of paper because now you've got one corner that is cut weird and all the rest are nice. Here we go. Okay, there is that. Now let's mat it. Not with this one yet. Let's mat it with the purple. Or the, oh, whatever color it is. With this. I thought I had an extra one of those too, but I guess not. I think I've used it. I don't see that I'm being a good girl and keeping them in my basket back there. Sometimes I'm putting them up here. And sometimes I'm putting them over there. And sometimes I put them under my scissor basket. So, let me be a good girl and transfer all that back to my basket. So we cut this one at 5 3/4. Let's cut this one at probably right there. We're going to mat it, so bring it in just a little bit on each side. And then we're going to do the same thing, try and keep the same distance from there to here. So it's going to be slightly shorter each direction. There it is. I've lost my line. And here's the other line. Okay, let's do our hole punch again. In the camera here for you. Okay, so now we have these two. That's going to look pretty. Let's turn it this way. Oh yeah, I like that. And now we're going to mount this one on here. Let's see, how do we want to do that? Do we want it inside here with something around each edge? Do we want it mostly that way? No, that won't look right. Because of the way I did this, I think we will go in between these lines and then it'll have a little extra on the sides. So let's do that. Now you have your paper, and however you decide to do it is fine. Just do it however you feel it will work for you. I don't know what I got here. I got a mess. Okay. Then I need to cut a little bit off. I'm going to put it in between these flowers, I think. That'll leave a little extra that I can do something with. Or I can square it up. I'm gonna square it up. So you really don't have to make it exactly like mine. I'm going to square it up on here. And then I think I'll cut some little strips here and put around the edges. Now let's see if we can cut a strip. Here's a little strip. And let's cut another one. Here's a little strip. I should just I'm not cutting a very straight line. It's hard to cut a straight line. Here we go. So let's put this down first. Let's put our, oh, there's a cat at my feet. Which one is it? Luigi. Luigi. He's such a good cat. Okay, I want that tag to come down, to be facing down. Oh, they must be back. The dog had her visit to the vet. Hopefully the ear infection is cleared up. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. We're still going to make the string belly band, but we're going to make it over the purple. It's going to look fantastic. Line that up there, that over there. Where's my rag? This is gonna look great. Okay. Now that one and this one I need to cut. Just slightly. Off of one end. Yep, just like that. And just like that. And then we'll put some right there and right there. Oh, that's just too small to put on the... There we go. I may have to straighten them up a little bit. Oh! There's one. And this one will work as soon as I cut the bottom. Just like that. There we go. See? It's going to work out great. Okay. It's all in design. Do this and this. No, Luigi, get down. He's back to chewing on plastic. Oh my gosh, I can't. Okay. So we'll do this page together, and then You can go back and look at the introduction to the album and see how the pages were, what papers were used. And so you'll be able to finish up page 2 by doing that. But I'm going to help you with this one. Now the way you cut that secret pocket is you make your square again and just cut out that triangle shape. And that will give you exactly what you need by doing that. By cutting the square, you cut it just slightly smaller. Slightly, not much. Like a 1/16 of an inch maybe. I think that would do it. But we are going to finish this piece up together with the string around it, so I can show you how I put the string on it. Gosh, I've been thinking about my grandfather today. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like it's his birthday or anything yet. But I never even met him. He died before I was born. He died before my mama was born. So, oh dear, that one is crooked, isn't it? This one looks right. Oh, maybe it's that one. That is not that one. That is this one. Anyway, I don't know why. He's been on my mind today. Maybe that means there's new information out there on him. He went to World War I, and he went to France. He came home, got sick sometime after he got home, and he'd been exposed to tuberculosis. He and my grandmother, well, my grandma was pregnant with my mama, had to go to the TB hospital. And he died there at the TB hospital. Just, I don't know, about 10 days before my mama was born. So, that's kind of a sad thing. But anyway, I don't know why he's on my mind so much today, but he is. And maybe it's because my mom is probably on my mind. She passed away a couple of years ago. I really miss her, especially when I'm crafting, because even as she got sicker, she loved to see what was going on in the craft room. That was always exciting for her. I think that'll be fine. So when I'm doing a lot of crafting, like I have been lately, I really miss her. I miss sharing with her. I have my sisters I share with, and lots of family, but it's different. So, oh, goodness. And my dad is not around anymore either. So they both passed away. He passed away first, and then she passed away about a year later. She really missed him. I understood why she had to go. She just, one day, out of the blue, got sick. She was fine in the morning. And then got very sick. I had to take her to the hospital. And she died the next day. So it was quite a shocker for me. We were all with her though. So anyway, you don't want to hear about all that, do you? That was quite a few years ago. Well, let's see. 3 or 4 years ago. 3 years ago, not 4. Anyway, and then I had her sister still with us up until January, and then my aunt passed away as well. So I kind of like losing another mama there. She was the who I went to. Always went to her a lot with my problems. We talked a lot. She was a wonderful lady. Went to my mama a lot with my problems too. So, anyway, life changes, doesn't it? Really throws you some loops. Hey, I like this page. Woohoo! Oh, hey, there's that one I got. Well, shame on it for being under there. Okay. Now, before we put the string on there, we need to cut out the page that has the string on it. So, and I cut it with the bow up here. Okay. So let's measure this up to our paper here. Find this to put under the corner so you can see it. So I'm putting this up here on the corner, giving it about 1/16 of an inch this way and that way, all the way across to there. Give it about 1/16 of an inch that way, and then come down here. And we're going to need about another 1/16 of an inch down there. Okay? Did you see all that? I hope so. Oh, I'm trying to keep adjusting my camera to fit under that area. And you can see I have some blue tape there. That means I'm not supposed to come this side of it with my hands. But you can tell me if that's been working today. I don't know. I think that's my pencil line right there. See my blue tape right down here? And I have it here and here on my right side. Okay. This one piece of paper is getting me there. I'm gonna put that there. That'll help. Okay. So let's distress these edges. Scruff them all up. Distress, distress, distress. This is the piece of paper that kind of looks like there's metal in it. Oh, now I gotta smooch that edge a little more because I went too far in, but that's okay. There's no unhappy mistakes in this unless you absolutely do something major major. I don't know what it could be. It all seems to be happy accidents. And okay. So, let's glue this one down. Shall we? I forgot to get rid of my pencil line there. Funny, you don't really see the pencil line until you set it down on this black paper and then pow, it pops out at you. Okay. Now this is a large page. You are going to have to work fast with your glue. Otherwise it will dry and it won't lay down properly on your background paper. So work quickly. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. That must be the secret to it. I don't really know, but I know we all do it this way. Circles or this way or zigzags or, but I know we work quick. Okay. Now, about a 1/16 of an inch there and there. I really want to make sure it's over there. And there we have it. Okay, get out your string. Here we go. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. It says, I'd like to be baggage. I'd like to be a baggage tag with nothing else to do, but dangle from a steamer trunk and tag along with you. Oh, how cute. Okay. So on the back of this one, we're going to center this in here. Let's put a little line under it right there. And a little line right there. That's where that string's going to be. But for us, that tells us that we need to put a couple of strips of this. And this is score tape. Where my little my little score tape tool is. Nope, that won't fit there. Let's put that over there. It really works better if I have my score tape tool. There it is. Then I can tear things off right on the edge. But we'll put a little glue there. Okay, here we go. Now, let's see. I really just wrapped it around. Or maybe I just did it this way. 1, 2, 3. I kind of wanted it to keep a bump under there to adhere, to work better as a belly band. You don't want to pull it too hard because it will it will cause this to bunch up, and then it really won't be that nice. I'm going to bring it down just to keep it even there. And there you have it. A string belly band. So let's go ahead and put our glue around this one. Put your glue on your string. It's going to help soften that string up, and we're going to be able to push it down into the fibers of the paper here. Oh dear. See that? That might be a problem. Okay. We have to make sure we get it on the right way. Okay, put this under your belly band and really squish that down in there. Probably should have used a little more score tape on the edge of that. Oh, where is my towelettes? Wish I'd have got a new package of them. I don't know what I did with them. Usually, oh, there they are. Excuse my head. I do have some towelettes in here. Oh, look at that. My 1/8" tape has been coming apart. These are bathroom towelettes, but they're not super wet. So they do work to help clean up glue. Okay. Now, let's get that all pressed down. Oh, I've really had my mind on the roses and lace too. Or lace and roses, or the next one we're going to be working on. You know, I was thinking about those pages, and I saw the other day how a gal made one of her books, and she ended up doing it the same size that we did here, but her back page, this side of, no. This side of the pocket page was actually had a cutout because it was the shorter half, the 5.5 side. Now, I thought that was really cool because it didn't waste all the paper. And I like that idea. That is a problem with this staining here. When you stain the edges, it does tend to stain up your paper here underneath too, if you're using a solid. So let's glue this down right here And we will have this page done, the top done. Oh, Ange, I might mess there. Okay, there, there, there. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and open this up. Make sure it's on there straight. Okay, so here we go. There's our belly band page. Ta-da! Made with string. So what you need to do is cut your base page here. You want to take a look at it real quick. So for the base page, we pulled out a sheet with music and dots. We pulled out the one with the bird. This here is, let me see if I can show you. This here is this piece right here. You can see that piece over there. Here's this and this and this. A little piece of the tag right here. I cut it from the front page. The front top corner. See? So that's where I got this one from. I cut this out, and then I guess I must have put this under here like this. This, just the piece of paper, and traced around it, and then cut on the right side of the line. So that's that one. Inside here, we used, not that one. Looks like I used this one here. And not that one. Oh, I know it wasn't that. Oh, I know what I did. I used this one here at the top. Then I had some extra, but the extra I had was here. This piece. So I got into my reserves and I found a piece to fit, and I cut that and fit it down in here with this. So that's how I did that. It's got an additional section on it right over here. Let's see if I can show you. See that? The music page comes right up against another page. It's just a reserve. It's a reserve piece. So whatever reserve piece you would like to use, whatever you have in your reserve, you can use to finish this page up. Now I would, right here, smooch that up a little bit with your distressing ink, because I can see that white line on mine. So you might want to switch that up a little bit. So you'll need this sheet, and then put this in your reserves up here. You're going to need it. And then we have this page with the stamp on it. And like before, I carefully cut these lines. And I cut a tag and put it in. And then over here, I used, let's see, let me take that out. So I used these two sheets to finish up this page. Oh, for goodness sake. I cut out this tag right here. Don't throw away your brown. We're going to need it. And I don't know if there's enough to cut out all these tags yet, so I would not cut all those out. Okay, so this page, let me put that over there and that over there. This page here I got from right here, like this. And then this page here was this additional piece. And how did I do that? Yes, it looks like, anyway, how did I do that? Anyway, this came all the way, this piece came all the way down as one strip right there. So you might have to cut a little strip out of here, or out of this way, or out of this way. Or if you just turn it this way, you can actually cut out this whole piece. Look at that. So do it that way. Don't do it the way I did it, because I had to piece mine together. So go ahead and fussy cut out here, and then choose how deep you want your pocket to be. Mine's only a couple inches. 6, 7, no, it's only 1 1/8 of an inch. So maybe you want yours to go to, well, that's 1 1/8. Maybe you want it to go to 1 1/2 or 1 1/4. This is 1 1/4 here on this line. So fussy cut here, cut up there, fit this on a black piece of paper, because it will strengthen up this flap of this canceled stamp. Then on the other side of this, you can see I use this corner right here. I did not shove it all the way to the back. Well, maybe I did. Fit this onto your page. Glue your pocket on. So that's that page and that page. Then on this page, it looks like I used an extra from the beginning. But yeah, I did. Okay. So you're going to want to cut this background, probably out of this one with the map. I believe that's what that's under there, is part of the map. And you're going to cut it just, you can cut it to fit if you want, and then we'll put the frame over it. Or you can cut it just a little smaller than the frame, 1/4 inch shorter all the way around. I think that's 1/4. Yeah. You can cut it 1/4 inch shorter to fit 1/4 inch shorter than your page. And then if you like, we can make the frame when we start again tomorrow. Over here, I used an edge punch. I punched a black background piece. I'll punch it first. Then I scored my ends where I wanted to fold it. And then I took something out of the reserve. And I made this nice scalloped edge to go with it and put on a pocket. Now you can refer back to the original show and tell that I did. And then there is this one, and I used the envelopes, the fat envelopes. So, anyway, I'll catch up with you on the next tutorial. I'd keep going, but I think it's already too long. I don't want you to get bored with me and think, oh no, I'm not watching her. She's too long and boring. So, I hope not. I hope I'm not boring. Don't let me be boring. Let me be fun and exciting. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Remember to hit the subscribe button below. And after you do that, you can go check out my page. You can see people I follow. You can see in the future any videos I make or have made. And then come back to that same page and there will be a little bell. And you can hit that bell and it will light up, and then I can, when I post a new video, it'll email you. So I think that's about it for today. What else do I need to tell you? I don't know. I could say I wish you were all right here so we could do this. We could have a pajama party and just keep going. But we all need to stop once in a while. So, anyway, I'll see you later. Toodaloo.